Greetings, listeners. I'm your host and GM for the evening, Zach Barrett, and welcome to this Twisted Gear Studios production of Spacers, our Starfinder actual playcast. If you've been following our Call of Cthulhu show, you'll know that we've started up a Ko-fi campaign. On our main page, you can find a link to our Ko-fi and donate us a coffee for my late-night editing sessions. It also helps to cover our fees for getting these shows up to you, so it's greatly appreciated. A huge thank you so far to everyone who has donated. We're looking at ways to show our thanks for everyone's help. Possibly merch, maybe faster posts. Let us know on our socials what sort of things you'd like us to look into. But for now, last we left the crew. The crew is finally back together, having learned of some of the shenanigans Flinch has been up to while left on Kairos Prime. The crew now station themselves to enter the temple in an effort to hatch the egg.
You have opened up the door into the temple itself. The first thing you guys witness, just as a recap of what you now see, is you seem to be on some kind of there's a two-story, like those old-fashioned libraries where there's just the rows and rows. It's a long ovular chamber where there's like an upper floor that looks down to the lower floor.
Beauty and the Beast Library. Beauty and the Beast Library.
That's more than 2 floors.
Not quite that big or extravagant.
Library in Star Wars.
I was just about to say, the library in Star Wars?
That's actually a real library in Ireland.
That library.
Yeah.
Where there's all along the top of this upper floor where the railing looks down, there are little offshoots that go towards stained glass windows up here. Last you had seen a chamber very similar to this. There were some kinds of destroyed statues that had been down each of those little offshoots. Down at the end of the hallway, or end of this chamber, up on this upper floor, is another door that seems to be closed, whereas last time you were able to walk on through. On your end of this room, where another difference between last time is that you can't actually get to the bottom floor of this. There seems to be some kind of thick, translucent membrane that protects the center of this chamber and segregates it and the lower floor from the upper area where you guys are. Like a ring you're in a ring that is not a part of the rest of the chamber that's closed off.
Does it look like it's a solid or a force field?
Solid. It's if you didn't know any better, you'd think glass, but judging from when you were last here and all the battle damage that was on it, it's clearly not. It's something sterner. But at this point, seeing it now, it is pristine and it is open. Right in front of you, the walkways itself, that kind of circle around this encapsulated area, it's about 5 feet distance, so you can single file walk down these and then go down each of the little jutting library bookshelves. There's no books, but they look like shelves. Right in front of you, where this passage is narrowest, right in front of this door. When you stepped into the chamber, immediately on the other side, about 80 feet down, there is another door that is sealed with some kind of an orb-like recess, as you've become accustomed to in this area. The translucent membrane is open, and there are stairs that actually go down into the lower portion. Another thing to note is everything out here seems really stone. It's old. In some areas, greenery is pushing up through the stonework. Down inside the chamber, it is pristine. It is white. It is ceramic. It is shiny and untouched. There is a pillar, like some kind of a pedestal, that is in the center of the chamber. And just underneath the door on your up on your side, there is a door on the bottom floor as well that is also sealed. There is a pedestal that is protruding up from the floor with some kind of an orb on it. And when you had last been in this chamber, there was a pedestal that was rusted in stone-like that was here, right where you're currently standing. That would be on your side upstairs of the membrane. And you don't remember seeing a pedestal inside when you had last been here.
By inside, you mean on the lower floor?
Right now, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So there is no pedestal up where you're at, or last you remember there being one. But there is a pristine pedestal with an orb on it down in the center of the chamber on the first floor, and the staircase that leads to it. And as of right now, it is the lot of you, as well as I think you left Tim behind on.
Yeah, we sent, Flinch sent Tim to the ship they came down on to get to safety. Because, Tim wouldn't be good at stuff like this.
Probably not.
Survival isn't his strong suit.
I would say you never know until you try, but.
Not with Tim.
You've tried.
He's a good guy, though.
I think you left Kovo and Farah on the main ship as well. You just have Tex with you.
I think so.
No one disputes this. This is your current party.
Yeah.
So, what would you guys like to do?
Well, when we put the egg in the door opened, but the egg is still floating there.
Correct.
I'm just going to take it out of the air because I'm assuming we've got to still take it with us.
You now have a football-sized egg.
Okay.
Hey, that space look like it's used for anything?
You talking about the
Down there, like, I don't know. This place kind of feels like school.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly. Yes. It's just words everywhere.
You go to school?
Maybe.
Okay.
I had to do
That's
something.
kind of racist.
Well, we could either
I
just
don't talk about
stand
my
here
best.
or go downstairs. Last time we weren't able to.
All right.
Why don't we?
Well, as Tex is with you, she kind of like loads up her big Dashko and goes, "You're not all gonna want to go down into that chamber. It's
Why?
easier to learn through practice, but you're gonna want to leave some of you out here and some inside."
Do we need this thing? I hold up the time walnut.
Not for this.
Ooh.
Not while you're on this planet. You won't really need those.
Why does some of us need to be down there and some of us up here?
In order for us to get through that door on the other side, we'll need to work together to kind of...
It's some portal stuff, is that what it is?
It's, whoever built this area, my crew's been through here before, whoever built this area built it to manipulate the black hole that's here. Obviously it's not here now, but it will be here, and as long as it will be here at some point, as far as this temple's concerned, it's always there.
Well, that's messed up.
It's a little weird. So this chamber speaks with this outer area, and the two need to work together in order for us to get to the center.
Is there a certain advantage to having certain skill sets in either floor, or is it just bodies you need in both places?
Those who are capable of taking hits should go inside.
All right. I hold up my Dashko in like a ready position.
And at this point, Flinch looks at Diantha and looks at Dick and looks down at his satchel with Greg's head looking up at him. And it's like, damn it. Okay, me, Greg, and Laurel will go down there.
What? You're taking the baby with you down to the floor where people are going to get hurt?
Yeah. I hold up my fist toward the baby to do like a baby fist bump.
Boop. I think
my
maybe
God,
I should
that's
take
terrifying.
Greg if you guys are going down there.
Well, I mean, there's 6 of us, right? So 3 go down. So if we're giving you the baby, you're giving us somebody else.
How much do you think a baby can do?
I went to school.
Tex kind of like spins her Dashko. She's like, I can do it by myself if you would
Do
rather
what?
stay together with the child.
And you just Flinch feels a little tug, and you look down at the baby
Yes, I
Greg,
look down at baby
Yeah.
Greg.
and he points an arm out at Laurel, and an arm out at Diantha, and an arm out at Tex.
How many arms does this baby have?
One of them's a leg.
Well,
Hopefully.
technically he points out 2 arms and a leg,
So
Nice,
right?
infant goblins have 6 arms.
and then
Okay.
points at the stairs, and then he pulls the arms and the leg inside again, and then he pulls them out and points at Cliptic,
Okay.
and you.
I don't like this plan.
And then he puts a finger, and then he puts a fist in his mouth,
I don't like this plan.
and takes the other arm and points down at the floor.
Tex rolls her eyes. I can't believe we're considering taking orders from a baby.
I think Greg has it right.
To be honest, I also have a child with me too.
What?
The egg.
I'll
Yeah,
go
sure.
down. I don't care.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just
Nah, you're.
for the sake, just for everyone's
it's
awareness,
fine.
I'm currently 17 years old and very easily killable. But I'll go down. I don't care.
Just stay here, keep an eye on the door. Tex, let's go. Rest
Yeah,
of
I was
you,
gonna say, I'm
hang
about
out.
70. I've sterner stuff and the like.
Okay, fair enough.
Keep your guns ready.
Yeah.
What guns?
Baby Greg's holding a gun. Nobody knows why.
I check my
You're missing a pistol.
Where's my pistol?
Listen. Flinch put me inside his satchel. He didn't say it
Okay,
was a
that
special baby holding satchel. He just said it was a satchel he carries stuff in.
I know.
Flinch has
So
pistols
right
in
now, Flinch is wielding sunshine. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep, that's fair.
Yeah.
Just to be safe. That makes sense. Sunshine.
Yes,
I love it.
wonderful.
Oh.
Better than
I,
my laser rifle that has no name.
I actually have a static pistol, so we're not completely unarmed. So.
No, we're not unarmed.
Oh no.
We have
Yeah,
lots
sunshine.
of arms.
That wasn't
Yeah.
a joke.
I
His name
have-
of his gun.
No,
I have weapons, but
Yeah, Baby Greg has multiple limbs and a diaper full of poop.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You
All right,
you
so
got
Tex
this.
and
what else do
Laurel
you need, really?
are the only two that are going into the chamber.
I'll go too. I have weapons and stuff. I feel like more bodies is better than less. Yeah.
Baby Greg and Flinch. And
Egg and Cliptic. That's great.
Just
Sounds like a spin-off.
Tex kind of puts her hand on your shoulder and looks you deep in the eyes. Just so you're aware, it's going to be very painful in here.
I've been through. I have 2 arms right now. I'm.
Yeah, but
you know,
wouldn't you want
I've got a
to keep
surplus.
it that way?
Ideally,
Well, I'm assuming. Well,
Do we have a lot of time to just be sitting around? Just get down there.
Hang out. Just watch the kids.
all right.
it's up to you. Just letting you know, it'll hurt.
If you guys think you can do it, just the 2 of you, then whatever. But
It's gonna suck.
All right, I can take it.
That's fine. If it all really goes bad, we got the egg, right? So we can still leave.
I don't think I would
Right?
prefer none of us to die. Ideally,
I'd prefer that too. I mean, of course I'd prefer that, but when it happens,
when
we can still leave. If. Right?
if
Let's go. Let's start with plan 1 first and then see what happens after the fact. Okay? Okay,
Yeah.
grand.
The reason it's called Plan 1 is because Plan 2 is see ya.
Bye.
That's only if you die. You understand.
Makes sense.
You
All
got
right.
this.
I'm not gonna
All right,
die,
Laurel.
but it makes sense.
So, in order for them to proceed through this, we're going to have to activate this pedestal. However, as soon as we activate the pedestal, the defenses of the temple are going to activate. They'll have control of the defenses, but every time they help us, they'll hinder themselves. Ready?
All right.
All right. So Tex goes to the orb on the pedestal and she pulls the orb off of it. It looks an awful lot like those time walnuts, very similar. She pulls it off and the pedestal begins to recess into the floor. The membrane seals shut and then a stone-like copy of the pedestal is now brought up on the floor with you, the rest of you guys upstairs. And as soon as that happens, a series of barriers pop up for each of the 8 shelves between you and the door that you need to head to. And you guys watch as the shelves downstairs, there are like statues that are embedded in the shelves, begin to move and break out of themselves and start coming on out of the walls. Anyone that is currently upstairs, you are now slowed. You move at half speed, and well, you're in a satchel, so you're fine. You move at half speed, and when you, so here's how we're gonna do this because it's all about perception. You guys move at regular speed and have full range of movement. However, Laurel, because you're the only PC that's down here, you and Tex currently are at we see them upstairs. They're all suddenly moving at a very slow pace.
Like just from our perspective?
Just
or?
from Laurel and Tex's
Ooh.
perspective. That
So
everyone
we're
upstairs
moving
begins to
fast.
move really slow. You guys looking inside, it looks like Tex and Laurel are moving at haste, essentially.
Okay.
So for the purposes of this and keeping things in relation, for how the initiative is going to work when we start rolling initiative, for right now, when it's Tex and Laurel's turn, your speed is doubled, and you get 2 actions per turn.
Okay.
All right. So
Can we hear each other, or is it like no sound can pass through?
you can try. We'll roll initiative first, and then we'll see how you guys want to try and tackle the potential sound barrier in place. So, everybody roll your initiatives. Okay. Did anybody roll a natural 20? 20 or higher?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I go on a 24.
To be not level 1. Anybody roll between 15 and 20? What'd you get, Deantha?
17.
Nice.
Cliptic?
So I rolled the dice.
Or 17, I guess. Sorry.
We
My
share.
Oh, who's got the higher dex?
Probably you. I have 0.
+1.
So
yeah,
then
I
it's
guess me.
Cliptic and then Deantha. Anybody roll 10 to 15?
Me.
Okay.
Oh, great.
The baby did too.
Technically, Greg has a higher dex than Laurel, so
Technically.
Greg will go first. You said 15?
No, I rolled a 10.
Oh. My dex is pretty good, so I have 12.
My initiative is pretty good, but I rolled awful.
Okay.
The baby beat you on
I
initiative.
know!
It's a baby goblin, though. This is an entirely different scenario.
They're like little.
Yeah. They're little acrobats, basically.
Little squirmy
Okay.
sperms.
Is that everybody? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, sweet. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, perfect. So with this, everyone upstairs, Flinch, you're up first. At this particular moment, for the purposes of this, actions, there's not much that you guys upstairs can do. But what you do notice is that between each of the 4 alcoves that head towards the wall you're supposed to head to, there seem to be levers that have now, like the swords of the statues that are against the pillars have now protruded outwards as if there's some kind of lever that you can engage with. But there's a barrier that's preventing you from progressing. So for right now, we're going to come back to your turn here in a sec, because there's nothing you can really do unless it's something you want to do while you're waiting.
Well, it won't really cost me an action or anything, but Flinch is going to activate the communicator in his cortex.
Sweet.
And then try to communicate with Laurel. And be like, hey, can you hear me?
Whoa, dude, you're talking really slowly.
It will take a full turn for that whole sentence to be said to you.
Ah.
You can hear it turning on, and then you can hear. It'll take 6 seconds for that entire conversation to be had. So,
That's what I'm going to say when I hear it fully.
okay. So any communication that happens, feel free to write it down, and then after full turn has happened, it will then transfer over. Anything else you want to do for your turn?
Well, no, because I just wanted to use that free action to just try to communicate, and that's it.
Perfect. Tex gets to go. Tex looks at you, Lauren. She goes, "Ready?"
Yeah.
All right. She takes the orb, she kneels down, and she places it back into she takes the orb, she goes to the door is what she does. She pushes it in the door, and for the purposes of this, the barriers all open upstairs. You watch as suddenly events, Laurel and Tex slow down, and the room begins to speed up. So now, Laurel and Tex are considered to have half speed, and you, I guess you still only get
just,
your
like, swap,
one
basically?
action per turn as normal, as opposed to the 2 actions per turn.
Okay.
But now the room gets more actions. Room gets to go. You guys watch as a series of automatons begin to attack Laurel and Tex. So what's your KAC, Laurel?
Is 18.
Okay, so
How many
that is the
automatons?
case. At this particular moment, only 4.
From where? Like from the recesses and like they used to be statues?
Correct.
Ooh.
Yeah. So both miss you, and the other 2, one hits Tex, and the other one also hits Tex. They rolled a 9 and an 11 plus their things to miss you, and then they rolled 18 and 15 on Tex. So Tex is still that. Okay, so you guys watch as these 4 automatons come out from inside the chamber and they begin shooting at Tex and at Laurel. Now we're on to Cliptic. What do you do?
So the barriers in front of us are not there anymore, but you said that there are things that swords look like levers.
Yeah, there's 4 bookshelves and there's a lever on each bookshelf.
I'm gonna head towards a lever. I think.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Are you gonna activate the lever?
I don't know what to do. Sure.
Sure. Okay, so you go up to the lever, you pull the lever, and all the barriers re-engage, cutting you off from the rest of your compatriots as they're still in the entryway.
Okay.
So now, you know how in the Phantom Menace there's all those red barriers?
Right.
It's
okay.
basically like that. So they're still in the entryway, and you're now one barrier in. And you've pulled the lever. The barriers all
There's
engage.
8 barriers?
There are 4 barriers.
4. Okay.
4 on each side, but if you go down the one side, there would only be 4 in your way.
Okay.
So there's 4 barriers. However, as soon as Cliptic pulls that, Tex and Laurel, you guys now move at double speed, and you get 2 actions per turn.
What?
You guys watch as the room slows down, and the room now only gets 1 action on them per turn. Moving on to, it would have been the room's turn, now it's Diantha's turn.
Do I think they can hear me down there? Can I hear the sound coming up from over there, I suppose?
You can hear like the thumping of sounds, kind of like when you're upstairs, you can hear music going on downstairs. Mm-hmm. And judging from watching Flinch try and communicate with them, you get the sense that there is a delay.
Okay, but I could, whatever is down there could hear me, yeah?
It's possible. They may have to roll something for it.
I want to try yelling at one of these automatons.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I want to try using a dispiriting taunt against it. So I intimidate with. I make an intimidate check with the same DC to demoralize. On a fail, enemy is off target until end of next turn. On a success, enemy is shaken. But it has to be able to hear me for it to work.
Okay, so with the automatons, they're technically not moving at the same rate of those 2. So I will only I will increase the DC because of the wall, not because of the speed.
Okay.
I thought if it was to them, it would be different.
No,
so,
to the automatons.
Okay, roll your intimidate check.
Okay.
I'll tell you if it passes or not.
Great. I'm just gonna say, you suck. At it.
A very 17-year-old.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm doing math in my head. I think it's 13. I don't think that's enough.
13. So you start just yelling at the
wait,
membrane.
but I got a D6 because of expertise. So 17.
17.
Yeah.
With that, you. So what does dispiriting taunt do?
If it beats their DC to demoralize, they're shaken on a success. Alright, so if the enemy fails, it's off target until the end of its next turn. On a success, the enemy is shaken.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you kind of yell on through, and you see some of the automatons begin looking at you and distracted with you yelling at them as opposed to attacking the intruders. Mm-hmm. So it seems to have worked. Anything else you would like to do?
That was my action. I guess I will move towards. Is the bookshelf closed again?
Yes.
Okay. So
yeah, there is a barrier between you and Cliptic.
I will move to the lever. I don't think I can pull it this turn, but I'll move to the lever.
All right. So yeah, you can move up to the barrier. So there's the barrier prevents you from reaching the lever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So I'm on the other side of it. That's what's happened.
I see. Okay.
All right, so you're up there preparing to move. The room would go here, but it does not right now. Greg?
Flinch and Greg are pretty close to at least probably one of the barriers.
Oh yeah, we're probably right next to Deantha because
Yeah.
we're in the same.
All right. Greg will just take out some poo and just fling it at the barrier to express his distress at what's happening right now.
Throws the poo at the barrier.
Come on.
And it disintegrates upon contact.
Don't touch the barrier! Don't touch the barrier!
So that was really useful.
Don't.
Ooh.
Don't.
And he holds up another handful of poo to Flinch. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, throw it at the barrier. Don't want that in my pack.
I only have one action right now. Can I use my move to throw another
Yes.
fling of poo? There we go. I'll throw
Yeah.
his poo at the barrier.
Laurel,
All right.
you now see 4 automatons. You get 2 actions and double speed.
How far away from me are they?
Like 10 feet.
Alrighty, I am going to charge at whatever one is closest because it's fun. Which means I get to move up to it and do a melee attack at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to slice at it with my dashko.
Okay.
Which is... that's cocked. 21.
That'll hit, yeah.
And that does 1d10 of energy damage.
Oh,
That's on a
Dashkos.
D10. This is
My God. I love them.
8. Plus my base attack bonus.
Plus
Should
your
be plus your strength.
Plus my just my strength, not the full BAB.
No, BAB is just added to hit, and then your strength is added to the damage.
Oh, okay. So 10.
10 in total.
10 points of
You
damage.
go up to the first one and you just bifurcate it right through the waist. You still have, I think, 50 more feet of movement and 1 more attack.
Cool. And they're all relatively close.
They were all pretty equidistant from you.
Sweet. And I'm just gonna do that again.
Yeah, go for it.
And hit it with again. That's another 21.
That will also hit.
This one,
dead
though,
regardless.
I'm not gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go up and just gotta punch it in the head.
Just
I'm gonna try and punch its head off.
Okay. What did you roll for damage?
So for a melee attack, though this was the same to hit was the 21, and damage with a punch. I am wearing a Thunderstrike Pulse Gauntlet, so I'm gonna call that is what that is. So it's 1d6 plus strength, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Are you proficient with melee weapons?
I am.
So then you add your level to that
So
too.
level to that too. So that's an 11.
An 11. You go up. You just toss your Dashko to your non-dominant hand. You just go and just boom, and its head goes flying, and the rest of it falls down to the ground.
Yeah.
Now it is the room's regular turn. You watch as 4 more automatons reload into the walls and begin to slowly pull themselves off of the wall, increasing the number from 2 to 6. Since there was 4, you've destroyed 2. There is now 6. One of them will take a shot with some kind of electro pistol at Tex. That's not going to hit. It misses completely. All right, Flinch, your go.
Okay, I'm going to ready in action to move and do something when I can,
That's fair.
because the barrier's in the way.
Yep. All right, it is Tex's go. She is going to do the same thing as, she's going to do the same thing as Laurel. She's going to take her Dashko. She's going to go up. She's going to try and take out 2 of these things. That is not going to hit. That is cocked. That is going to hit. She deals a whopping... Yeah. So you watch as she goes up and takes her Dashko and just right down the middle slices one of them. So now there's only 5. Cliptic.
I'm gonna re-engage the lever. Hopefully that will open up the same barrier for them to come follow.
Perfect. You lift
Yeah.
the lever up, and all the first 2 barriers disengage. Not all 4,
Okay.
but now you can move forward 1 step.
Okay.
Quick, let's go.
And I'm gonna.
So what? I'm gonna take my turn now.
Yep.
Well, I'm just gonna jump in, and I'm going to say, Deantha, Cliptic, go to the second switch. Me and Greg are gonna go to the first switch. We need to make sure we don't need to activate both of them.
Okay.
because we don't know.
Cool. So you're going to stand by the first switch there?
I will
Cryptic?
move to the
Or,
first-
Flinch?
Yeah, I'll move to the first switch,
Okay.
and then if you guys move up to the second switch.
I would be continuing into the next chamber
yeah.
anyway.
And plus,
so-
then
Perfect.
it's not just you with the egg. Diantha can be there with it too.
Awesome. So, Cryptic, you're now in the second, or you're next to the second lever. You've used your action to disengage the first one.
How
so
many
that
levels
was
are
your
all
action.
together? One in each like section?
4. There's 4 levers. However, when you've engaged that lever, you watch as Tex and Laurel slow right down,
Yeah.
and the room begins to speed up. So you've moved up to the second lever there, Cryptic?
Yep.
All right, the room gets to go, and the 5 robots that are inside perform their attacks. 3 of them will attack Laurel because she's done the most damage. 11's not going to hit you. That's 10. That's 8. Wow, they're rolling terribly. And then 2 on Tex. That
One
one
of them
will
should have
hit.
the -2 to whatever they're doing.
Oh,
So then only 1 hits.
because they were insulted.
Yep.
You hurt their
And-
robotic feelings.
Yeah, you watch as you, Laurel, you and Tex begin to kind of like slow down, like you're in water almost. You're still perceiving this, but now you watch as the room begins to move at like a ridiculously.
Do I
high
feel like
speed.
I'm going slower, or just suddenly everything else looks like it's going faster?
Everything else, that's a good point. Everything else looks like it's going faster. Yeah, that's right. Time is relative. So from your perspective, everything has haste.
Interesting.
You no longer have double speed or an extra action, but it still feels normal to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because of time and relativity. I have to adjust the perspectives on who gets what benefits. You can't all have the same benefit when one is impacted by one thing versus the other. So while you may be hasted and have actions when that thing applies, from your character's perspective, you're moving normally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get that because everything else is moving slower.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Diantha, you're up.
Great. So, let me get the picture in my head. There's 4 barriers, and each barrier has a lever that goes with it.
Yes.
Great. And Cryptic has gone through 2 barriers. And
Yes.
Flinch has gone through 1 barrier. Was that correct? And then 2 barriers are down right now.
Yeah. So 2 levers are available to you, 2 are not.
Yes. And Cryptic is at the furthest lever available. You're at the next one, and you want me to hit the first one?
Well, no, I want you to go to wherever Cryptic is.
Oh, okay. I will go to where
Yeah.
Cryptic is then.
All right, so you move into the second lever next to Cryptic.
Do you want me to hit the lever?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and then I will hit
All
that
right, so you
lever.
pull up the lever and you watch again as
have
all of
correct
the barriers re-engage and the room inside slows down as now, technically speaking, Tex and Laurel now move to a faster speed.
Okay, and all the levers and all the barriers are back up.
Correct.
Great.
The room would go here, but now it doesn't because time is adjusted. Grek. You got a barrier on either side of you.
Okay.
Poop burning barrier.
Is the lever close enough so that if I leap out of the...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you can grab it.
All right, I'll
I'm
do that.
imagining Greg hanging off the lever with his little goblin feet kicking.
Yeah, basically.
When you threw
very
poop
full
at the
diaper.
barrier was
That
destroyed?
provides the weight to help.
The poopy diaper was
Engage.
destroyed.
Nice to think you thought it had a diaper.
All right. Well, I rolled a 2 on the dice, so I jump, but I'm not sure if I actually leave the satchel.
With a 2?
I rolled a 2, and technically I'm a baby. My dexterity is good, but it's not that good.
What's the total?
6. 1. No, I'm using this one. Yeah, this is from stuff that he filled in because I'm a baby and he was like, yeah, it doesn't
You're a
matter what's on my
baby.
sheet. But we've been
Yeah.
using my dexterity as the same because
Your
it's-
base stats are technically supposed to be the
It's
same at level
funnier.
1, and it's entertaining.
Yeah. But even so, it's still
What
all
is
like
what's your ranks in perception there, Flinch? Basically, I'm going to treat you like having passive perception.
Ranks. I have 5 ranks in perception.
Okay, so yeah, you notice that Baby Greg is now hanging off the edge of the bag, is outside the bag and holding onto the edge of it instead of trying to get on the floor.
Yeah.
We'll see what that does to your turn next turn. But
Yeah, we'll see.
Can I use my movement to crawl back into the bag?
Yes,
I will do so.
Dave is being fickle.
Does it crawl? Does Greg crawl in head first? So
Yes.
it's just his
Yes.
legs and
Just-
palm
Yes.
out.
Yep.
Oh, the diaper. Oh.
It's wretched.
It's not as full as it was before, because I did
I'm a
fling
rat.
2 handfuls of poo. But he is a rat.
Out of curiosity, do goblins have tails?
No, they have little nubs.
I don't know if my nub's grown in yet. I've been just picturing it as like, a little green goblin butt.
It just looks like a little pronounced vertebrae.
Nub is a puberty thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't touch my nubbin.
Oh god.
tailbone
Why are you
protrudes
looking at
outwards.
me? Flinch doesn't want to touch you at all.
Laurel.
Yeah.
2 actions and 60 feet movement.
Yeah.
And there are 4 robots.
Okay. How close are the robots to one another?
Oh. I guess because you've destroyed the original set of 4 and there are only 4 remaining right now.
Did
There's
Tex
5.
destroy?
There's 5.
Okay.
I would say that 3 of them are within 5 feet of each other.
I'm gonna run up. I want to grab one of them and use it like a baseball bat to whack another one.
Okay, because I like it. We're gonna do a full combat attack on the first one that you're gonna grapple. So you're
All
gonna
right,
do
I'll
like a
do that as a
grappling
grapple,
check.
yeah, that makes sense.
But I'm still gonna get you to do damage to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because technically, using an enemy as a bat, there's something there. But I'm cool
there
with you
should-
just taking it and just beating it into something.
So I'm just gonna run up and just gonna grab it, just around the shoulders, wherever the shoulders of this statue are,
Perfect.
and just swing it around and try and take out one of its robot buddies.
All right.
So that'd just be a melee attack to grapple it,
Yes.
which is a 23.
Okay, you've grabbed onto it.
And then I'm gonna just kind of like beat down on the other one with it.
Okay,
which
so this will be another melee attack, but you're gonna get a -2 because you're using another being to do
Okay.
this. I think that's fair.
Oh no. That is a 16.
That hits. yeah, that hits. So roll me a d6 for damage, then add your regular damage to that. This will be dealt to both of them.
So that is with my strength, and it is not with a weapon, but it
Yeah,
does add
I don't think you're proficient in
I'm not
automaton.
proficient. I'm
No,
not
you're not
proficient
proficient
in automaton.
You're just gonna roll your strength. Just 8?
8.
All right, so you smash it into the other one. Neither of them are destroyed, but they are both heavily damaged.
Cool.
You're still holding on to this one. Do you maintain hold on to this one?
Yep.
Okay,
He
cool.
stays grappled.
All right, so that was your high-speed turn there, unless you want to do some moving.
Nope. I had to move to get to them, so.
That's fair. You've got like 50 feet of movement still, but... All right, so you're
And
staying
on my
there.
next turn, I'm just gonna keep beating things with their buddy. So.
Okay. But there are still 5.
Laurel smash.
After Laurel Smash, the room gets its standard turn, and 4 more automatons have been ejected from the walls. So now there are 10. No, 9. Yeah, 5 plus 4 is 9. I know math. It's fine. Yes, I care. Okay. Flinch.
Okay, so the second lever's down, and the room underneath.
It's my picture I drew.
You got a drawing?
I'm,
So
That's
a,
awesome.
I'm a visual learner.
So the upside down place is. I mean, there's nothing down there but automatons, really. There's nothing we can do to influence what happens really down there anyway. There just isn't.
Just the speed upon which...
Well, we just
Yeah.
can't get down there. Yeah.
yeah.
So we already have the second switch open, and nothing has changed.
But both levers are up. No one's pulled any switches yet. Like the second
levers-
switch
yeah,
hasn't been
switches?
All the
pulled
berries
yet.
are up, but you and I haven't, because I tried to jump from the bag.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah, you
the
pulled the
second
second switch, right?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, all,
So-
according to my notes,
Yeah.
all of the barriers are closed right now.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So when my apologies. When the second switch is pulled, yeah, time adjusts so that they're having a good time downstairs, and the 4th wall opens.
The 4th one does, but not the 3rd one.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
So we still can't get through.
Correct.
Great.
So now I may as well try to pull the first one to see if now it has a different effect, because that's the only other lever to pull.
The second one, right? 'Cause
No,
the-
the,
You're going to
First
go
one.
back.
He's at the first one.
I'm at
You're
the first
second
one. You're at the second.
I thought I'm at the third.
No,
No.
you're in the second chamber.
I driven
There isn't a lever here.
Where's the fourth one then?
So there is a lever that is shared with the. So there is a lever next to the door that
Great.
you're trying to get.
Then
to.
that's then I
If that's what you meant. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's
Okay.
what's going on.
Great.
Okay, so I'm going to pull the first lever.
All right. So you pull the first lever. The first 3 barriers open, and the last one closes.
The first 3 open. The first
Okay.
3 open, last one closes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you're seeing where this is going. However, now that you've pulled that lever, and there is a barrier that is in the way, you see that the door on the first floor begins to glow, and time shifts again, not in Laurel and Tex's favor. So you lose your double actions and your speed, and now the room is moving at a faster speed.
Which makes sense, because
And the
Tech
door is
said
glowing.
what would hinder you would help us, and what would hinder us would help them.
Yes.
Okay, so somebody, I need to stay here to close this switch at some point. Because both of these needed to be open, but it doesn't open the last door. So to open the last door, somebody needs to close this one.
I don't think we need to worry about closing them as we just need to get all of us to the end.
Yeah,
Baby Greg can do it, because
Or
Baby
just
Greg
get all
can't
the
really do
barriers
anything to
open
help
that
when
we
we
all
reach
can
the
go
end
to
goal
end is another option.
after the barriers.
Yeah, because right now, if we can get even just the last 3 open, we're good, because we're all through the first one.
yeah, we just need to see what happens when the third switch that is now available is pulled.
Yeah.
Leave Baby Greg and
I'm
run
not
one.
leaving baby Greg between 2 disintegrating walls.
I can run. I can run. I can run back and hit whatever you want.
Are there any vents?
Because we need to know what happens. See, it's the only way to figure it out is trial
So
and error.
Yeah.
Diantha can stay in the second chamber. I can move on to the third one and flip the switch from there and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we can do. And then each of us is at a switch, so that way can toy with it.
Yeah.
But somebody needs to pull that switch quick, because they're slow. There's 10 or 9.
So I guess whichever one of us has our turn first. I think it's you. So.
Well, Flinch still has movement, so where are you going to move now that the first 3?
Well, I need
levers
to
are
stay
available?
with this switch.
You're going to stay with the switch? Okay,
We
cool.
need to. Yeah.
Tex gets to go. As soon as they notice that the door has begun to glow on the first floor, and their movement is technically halved, what they're going to do is they will make an attack on the nearest robot, just to try and reduce the numbers. That will hit. And that will destroy it. That brings them down to 8. She's then going to move to the door as if she's going to do something at the door on the first floor. But that was her action, so that's it. Room gets to go here because they're at a disadvantage. So 8 attacks, 4 on you, 4 on Tex.
Okay.
So your 4 is first. That's not going to hit you. That does an 18 hit you.
And 18 is my KAC.
So then it does hit you. Yeah. I'm going to just do all 4 of these rolls here. That's a natural 1.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
So we'll come to that one in a second. And that's going to miss you. So I'm going to do the damage on you. And then we're going
Okay.
to have fun with the crit on you.
Sweet.
Okay. You are dealt 5 points of damage.
Okie doke.
So again, that goes to your stamina first. Now, do you want to go with a critical fumble deck as to what could possibly go wrong with this individual?
Yes.
Okay. They were using energy weapon on you.
Oh, it's an energy weapon, not a. It's EAC, not KAC.
Yes.
Oh, because I was telling you my KAC. My EAC is 16.
Yeah, because you,
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
you
Okay.
asked for
Yeah.
KAC.
That is fair. That is fair. In that case, I'll keep it consistent. It'll be kinetic. Da. So, you can either deal the kinetic effect to them or the extreme blow effect to them. The kinetic effect is they're pinched, they get dealt a point of damage. Or, extreme cold rhymes the reason. You can't retrieve any equipment you were carrying on your person for a 1d4 round, so you take fire damage.
It's always frozen.
They basically freeze in place.
I want to see how you describe that, so I'm going with that one.
Cool. You watch as when it goes to take the one that makes one of the ones that misses actually shoots it in the back, and you see that time begins to affect it in some kind of way that it's now slow like you guys. Frozen. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Ha. I think I'm good. All right. 4 of them attack Tex. That misses. That's a natural 20. And that's a natural 20. Ooh. Tex is not going to have a good day. They're dealing kinetic damage.
I guess there are potions. Let's get there.
It is okay.
I have.
2d4.
Oh no, I used it.
Tex is not going to have a good day. All right, Tex
Essentially
is
speed.
dealt. What's doing now? 20 points. Yeah, Tex isn't. That's not good. Okay, and also you watch as. All right. The blast from these two things strike her both square between the shoulder blades. She's rocketed against the wall, and you see that she seems to be it must have hit some kind of a nerve in her back, because she's now considered encumbered. As well as you watch as some sort of arterial spray begins to blast out of her back and sprays the nice clean white flooring. She has a 3 divided by 3. She has 1 stage of bleeding, which means every turn she's going to lose 1 point of health uncontrollably until she seeks medical attention.
Okay.
That could have been much worse.
Yep.
I rolled a 1. So 2 crits. That sucks. Yeah. So at the beginning of her turn, she'll take 1 extra point of damage every single time she has a turn. All right. That was the room. Cliptic. It's now your go.
I'm going to run into the third chamber and engage the next lever.
All right. So you go to the third chamber, you engage that lever, and the 4th barrier, the one closest to the door, opens up.
Okay.
And the first 2 close.
Okay.
So Flinch and Grek are isolated between a barrier, but the rest of you seem to have free reign to get to that door at the end. By doing that, you watch as time kind of equalizes in the chamber down below, where the robots, Tex, and Laurel are moving at the same speed. So, no additional bonuses to either side.
Okay.
All right. Anything you want to do with your movement?
My movement wasn't my movement to go.
Oh,
into
you
the
moved
third
up and then activated.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. That's it. The room doesn't get to go here because they're not as boosted. Diantha,
Okay.
you got a straight shot to the door. Slash, you have access to every lever but the first one.
If I hit the one you hit again, it'll open up for them, right? They can get to this point. We hit it again after that, then we can all get through. Correct?
Yep.
Yes, that's exactly what will happen.
So then I'm gonna move up to where Ecliptic is and hit that lever again. So it'll go back
So lever
to where
3.
it was.
Okay, lever 3. So you pull lever 3. The first 2 barriers shut off. The first 2 barriers shut off. The last 3 barriers activate.
So it's different. It doesn't
Yes.
go back to what it was before.
Correct. And you see that the room speeds up a little bit inside the chamber.
Which means now we're stuck.
Yeah, so
But
everybody
you guys
is
can
now
move forward
isolated
one more.
except for...
Yeah, I can move forward
Flinch and
one
Greg.
more and see.
What
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, because that means it's random.
But at the
Yeah,
very least, we can
that
move
means
you
it's
2
random, so-
forward one more.
It's not random.
It's not random, but there's alternating.
Well, I mean,
Whatever.
yeah, okay, fair enough.
I think it's probably affected by what the positions are in before you hit the switch.
No, that could be it too.
I think the first lever just flips them to whatever opposite they were before, and the other ones do something different.
Yeah, could be.
All right, so now you can't move. Down below, the room gets to go because they've gotten a little bit of speed up. So 4 on Tex, 4 on Laurel.
1 is still grappled.
1 is grappled. It's going to try and break the grapple, and that would be not this one. That's 18. Well, -2, so 16. I think it's opposed strength checks for breaking grapple, right? So roll me a strength check.
Or like this guy probably goes to acrobatics or whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 7.
All right, so it shunts you off. The second, the one that you beat into the face with this one, it got a natural 20 on you. So it is going to... So for the next minute, you watch as it comes into contact with you with some kind of electro stunner. You are considered to have a wing shot. Your movement speed is reduced by 50% for a minute. Thematically, how I'm going to just explain this is as it touches you, it feels like it affects you with further time manipulation. You're slowed by 50% for the next minute. So whenever your speed is doubled, you double the 50%. So as of right now, your speed, I think, was at 15, or is that half, which is 15 feet?
Yeah.
So now it's at 7 feet.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Survive.
Yeah, which is not good. 2 more hits on you. That's not going to hit you, and that's not going to hit you.
Did I take any damage from that?
Oh, yeah, that was the critical effect. You take 9 points of damage. 4 on Tex, 3, and last one's natural 20. First three missed, but the second one's natural 20, or the last one was nat 20.
3 nat
her.
20s.
She's not having a good time. That is...
Howdy, partner.
Ooh. Alright, you watch as whatever this blast is, it just strikes in the exact same spot the other crits are having, and you just see flesh blasted off as it deals triple damage.
Ooh.
It didn't roll very good, but still that's not fun.
Nope.
Ouchie, ouch.
Okay. Yeah, she's not looking good. We're now on to Greg, because you went, correct?
Yep.
Okay, Greg.
Baby Greg looks at Flinch.
With your butt?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so he
You're
tries to
nubbin.
look at him from the bottom of the bag, realizes he's upside down, and then turns himself upright. And then looks at Flinch. And then kind of
That was
shrugs.
movement.
And then he just closes his eyes.
And goes to sleep. Laurel, your turn.
All right. There's too many robots in this room.
There's a lot of robots. There's 8 of them.
So I am going to punch at the one that recently escaped from my grapple because I know it's almost dead anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And that is 27.
That totally misses. No, it hits. It hits. Jesus.
And so,
Oh my god.
And that's a...
Is it more than one?
Yes.
It's toast.
Okay, sweet. And then I'm going to... I'm assuming that the one that I hit... That
So you're currently slowed. Time is not on your side, so you only get your regular turn's action here.
That's
So
it,
that was
that's all I
it. So
did.
you destroy the one that's there. So
Yep.
now it brings it down to 7. The room goes. 4 more are added. There are now 11 in the chamber.
Okay.
Back to Flinch.
Okay, so the game is this. Do I pull this lever? Or do I move to the second wall and pull it? Because I'm leaning toward moving to the second wall.
think you should
and pull
move
it.
out.
Actually,
should probably-
you're isolated. You're the only one. Oh, no.
No, it's
we're
open.
isolated.
You're the only free one. You can move to
Yeah,
the second
you
one.
can
Yeah.
move up forward.
Yeah, so yeah. I'm going to, because it's 50-50.
Yeah. Something's gonna happen regardless.
Yeah, but at least I'm one step closer.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'll move up to the second and pull that lever.
All right, so you go up second. You pull the lever. It closes the first 2, and it opens the second 2.
Perfect. That's
So
exactly
I'm
what we wanted. Which we're all good. We're all
Yeah,
free.
you're all free to move towards the door.
We're all home
That's
free.
more or
Yeah.
less the story
Perfect.
here,
No,
yeah.
no, because it was
Yeah.
really which one, right?
Except the door isn't open.
There's a switch at the door though.
There is a switch up.
There's a switch next to the door, and then so now that do you go to the door with the rest of
I
your
think I
movement?
moved. Well, I can move toward it, I guess.
Yeah, you can move closer to it. Anyone that gets close to the door, you can see that there is another egg-shaped orifice on it.
Good thing we got the egg.
As
That
well
would've
as
sucked.
a number of, it looks like mismatched and misplaced runes. Like where the doors have all been perfectly drawn and etched. This door seems to be all mismatched and nothing seems congruent on this door, almost as if it's not in place properly.
So do you move up to the door then?
I don't think I can reach the door, but I'll start
You can get
maneuvering.
close to it, yeah.
I'll
You're
start
closest
maneuvering.
to the final switch, is where you're
Yeah.
closest.
Do they speed up down below? Because they were slowed and then I hit a switch? Or
No,
is
they
it-
were speeding up, so now that you hit that switch, they've slowed down.
Okay.
Yeah, they were going fast a second ago.
Oh, we weren't.
Because Lorelei only had one attack.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, you mean then, like those two?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I should have clarified.
Yeah,
Downstairs.
The robots slow down.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But our friend, yes. Tex and Laura will actually speed up again. You get double speed and 2 attacks per.
That just means Tex bleeds out faster.
No, per round, like per turn, not per
Oh.
action.
Oh, okay.
So she bleeds out the same rate. Trust me, I thought of that.
That's good to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because so remember, the speed bonus doesn't. They're not going faster. From their perspective, everything else is going slower. So she doesn't bleed out faster.
You know, and
makes
as
sense.
Flinch is moving up, he just quickly thinks to himself for a second, it would be so easy just to nudge my satchel to the wall. But no, I couldn't do that. I love Greg.
Did you just have a flashlight of murdering a baby?
You look down at
It's
the
not a
satchel.
baby. It's Greg.
Baby.
It's going to turn into Greg.
Oh my god.
And you know this for sure. This isn't
I
like
wouldn't do
traveling
that.
back
I'm
into the
allowed to
past.
think it. I bet you I'm not going to say that.
You look down at the satchel, and the baby is awake now, and
No,
looks
you're not.
like he's gonna start to cry.
See, I was,
never even said it.
I was expecting the
knows.
baby to be like
He
giving
doesn't
him the
know.
finger or
knows.
something.
What are you talking
No,
about?
this is worse.
Thank you for listening to this Twisted Gear Studios production. Again, if you were a fan, please feel free to hit that Ko-fi button and send us a coffee. It really does help. And let us know on our socials if there's anything else you'd like to see from us. With enough support, we'd love to bring more things to you with more shows, more frequent posts, possibly merch. Until then, the next episode of Spacers will air Tuesday, October 27th. Until then, the next episode of The Call, our Call of Cthulhu podcast, GM'd by Derek Snow, will air Tuesday, October 20th. The game system used today was the Starfinder game system by Paizo. Music, sound effects, and ambient tracks in this episode licensed through Video Copilot, Triune Films, Sirenscape, and Artlist. You can find all our Twisted Gears podcasts on YouTube, Google Play, Apple Music, and Spotify. Please like and follow Twisted Gear Studios' Facebook page and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Twisted Gear. Your players this evening were Derek Snow, Janessa Coles, Lindsay Delansky, Elizabeth Wells, and Bailey Yarkey. And I was your host and GM, Zach Barrett. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next time.